This fictional mindbender. Kingdom of Heaven, especially the director's cut, is one of the most underappreciated films I've ever seen, and generally people tend to agree. It's not just a historical epic to me, it's a deeply personal reflection. There's one scene in particular that still echoes this sentiment, and it's the moment when Balin, the protagonist, meets the Leopard King, Baldwin IV of Jerusalem. A private meeting, a quiet chess game. Baldwin is trying to get the measure of this newcomer, not by rank or reputation, but by personality, vibe, and soul. Balin already carries some weight in Baldwin's eyes, seemingly because he's the son of one of his former teachers. But it appears that Baldwin wants more than lineage. After all, he's surrounded by that, and most of them are assholes. Over the board, Baldwin asks Balin how he thought his life would have turned out. And then he delivers this series of statements.
When I was 16, I won a great victory. I felt in that moment I would live to be 100. Now I know I shall not see 30. None of us know our end, really, or what hand will guide us there. A king may move a man. A father may claim a son. That man can also move himself. And only then does that man truly begin his own game. Remember that howsoever you are played, or by whom, your soul is in your keeping alone. Even though those who presume to play you be kings or men of power, when you stand before God, you cannot say, "But I was told by others to do thus," or that virtue was not convenient at the time. This will not suffice. Remember that.
Now, this hits me hard. At the time, I was more religious. I had faith, but I also had questions. I'd seen people use religion to justify kindness and cruelty, selflessness and selfishness, unconditional love, and absolute self-absorption and narcissism. And I've seen these people hurt others, judge others, and oftentimes then retreat behind the authority of scripture or tradition as if that somehow absolved them or rationalized what they were doing, as if quoting a verse somehow made their actions holy. But Baldwin's words felt differently. They didn't sound like traditional doctrine, nor modern trendy pseudo-morality. It was wisdom. The kind of wisdom that is rare and comes from somewhere else, and not the kind that comes from books or pulpits, or priests or religions or philosophies or anything like that. The kind that is quietly invasive, that evades all your intellectualism and rationality and cuts down to the very soul. The kind that doesn't care about your feelings or your upbringing or your social and political morality or allegiances. The kind that cuts through all of those things to your soul, and your soul recognizes it, knows it for what it is, and there's no denying it. I was searching for authenticity, not just in religion, but in genuinely everything. I didn't want to inherit the ambitions and prejudices and biases dressed up as tradition or the right side of history or self-proclaimed righteousness. I didn't want to follow rules just because they were old, that somehow God wasn't aware of their true intentions no matter what they said or did. Baldwin's words didn't just challenge Balin, but they challenged me, and they still do to this day. They shape how I think, how I speak, and even how I make these YouTube videos. Because this isn't just about religion. It's about politics, it's about family, society, and just how we live our everyday lives and interact with people. It's about every moment where someone tries to tell us who we are, what we should say, believe, or act. Every time peer pressure dresses up as righteousness, or somehow being morally correct. Every time conformity to anything feels like virtue. Baldwin refers to these people and these institutions and ideas as men of power. And I think he was right, because no matter what side that you choose to be on, they often sound so reasonable that we just don't even think about questioning them. To question, why is this playing to what I want to hear or think or believe? And why do I feel this pressure if I choose to go against it or question it? Wisdom takes no sides and plays no favorites. It doesn't care about your feelings, while at the same time not always loudly presenting itself. While others will claim or be proclaimed as being avatars of wisdom, wisdom itself rarely speaks. But when it does, we immediately recognize it for what it is. Because, like what Billing's words did to me, it cuts through our very souls. And we either acknowledge it as something that is beneficial and a call to us for change, or affirm it, or as a threat from beyond somehow that needs to be silenced or quelched. But let me know your own thoughts below. This is the Fictional Mindbender.